Rhythms that make you feel alive. And get ready to power up your day every day on Power 365 Radio, broadcasting from the city of Ibadan. Follow us for top-notch news and entertainment updates. Don't miss a thing. So, pick up your phone and follow us on Facebook at Power 365 FM, Instagram at Power365_FM. Power 365 Radio, your number one online Southwest radio.
Alright, good morning and welcome to yet another interesting edition of Newspaper Review on Power 365 FM, your number one online radio in Southwest Nigeria. We are the best among the rest. This morning, and also the daily independent newspaper also is here this morning. That will be reviewing together one after the other. And the first thing we take a look at is all the emerging headlines that I have on the front page of Punch newspaper this morning. Please don't forget we're live on all our social media and on Facebook at Power FM Live, on YouTube at Power 365 FM, and for the TikTok lovers at Power 365 Online Radio is where to watch us and listen to us live and direct. And also don't forget, for those of you that are TikTok lovers, like I said, it is Power 365 Online Radio. That's where to watch us and listen to us live and direct. First, this morning, let's check the headlines. The president impeachment. And also, I turned down Guardiola's Manchester City for Juventus. That's coming from Pogba. That's on the sports scene this morning. And also, NNPC still sold Dangote petrol buyer, and that's coming from Market House. Naira weakens to 1,705 Naira per dollar at parallel market. Tears as Jigawa buries 153 tanker explosion. NEMA deploys response team to Kogi as flood displaces 517. And also this morning on politics, I'm able to sign this LP still holds OT in high esteem despite conflicts that's coming from the spokesman. I don't oppose, I have confidence in judiciary, says Ikbodalo. And also PDP crisis over, says Bauchi governor. And also Zamfara local government elections to hold soon, says Governor Lawal. Right, then we're going to short break, and while we're back from the short break, then we dive into the news and details this morning. Don't touch it out. Stay tuned, I will be right back. Alright, taking a look at the first headline that I have this morning. That is talking about the NNPC still sold Dangote petrol buyer. That's coming from Market House. The Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited is still the sole off-taker of premium motor spirit, popularly known as petrol, from the Dangote Petroleum Refinery, despite the recent directives of the federal government that other oil market houses were free to start loading PMS from the plant. Oil Market has reviewed on Wednesday that NNPC would continue to be sole off-taker of the product from the $20 billion Lekki-based plant until its agreement with the Dangote refinery as regarding the lifting of PMS terminate. They, however, did not tell when the agreement between both organizations will end. Officials of NNPC and the Dangote refinery also did not respond to inquiries on when the agreement will end. On October 11, 2024, the federal government, in a statement that In a statement from the Finance Ministry, announced that our oil marketers were now free to negotiate purchase of petrol directly from the Dangote refinery without recourse to NNPC. Moving forward, petroleum product marketers are now able to purchase PMS directly from local refineries without the intermediary role of NNPC. Marketers are encouraged to initiate direct purchase from refineries on mutually negotiated commercial terms, which will promote competition and improve market efficiency, it stated in the statement. But after meeting with officials of the Dangote refinery on Tuesday, members of the Independent Petroleum Market Association of Nigeria revealed that NNPC was still the sole off-taker of Dangote petrol pending determination of an agreement between Dangote and NNPC. You can read further details on that on the Punch newspaper this morning, as NNPC still sold Dangote petrol buyer that's coming from marketers. Naira weakens to 1,705 naira per liter at parallel market. Talking about the value of the naira depreciated at the unofficial market on Wednesday as it traded at 1,705 naira per dollar, according to Bureau the change operator in Lagos and Abuja. ADC operator in Lagos, Aliyu Sani, told The Punch that he sold dollars for 1,705 naira and bought at 1,695 naira per dollar. In Abuja, the rate was lower at 1,700 naira. A currency trader, Suraju Ajao, said that he sold dollar for 1,700 per dollar and bought at 1,690 naira per dollar. On the Nigerian Autonomous Forex Exchange market, domiciled on the FMDQ securities, the naira closed trading at 1,509 naira point $69 per dollar, indicating a 0.04% depreciation from 1,758 naira 97 kobo per dollar that is traded on Tuesday. On the official market, the naira traded at the high of 1,682 naira per dollar and a low of 1,662.97 kobo per dollar. The daily turnover dipped to $177.10 from $217.86 million on Tuesday. The value of the naira reached a new low on Monday, closing at 1,700 naira per dollar, at 0.29% decline compared to 1,095 naira per dollar, which is exchanged last week Friday. Can read further details on that also, as naira weakens to 1,705 naira per dollar at parallel market. Fears as Jigawa buries 153 tanker explosion victims. This is so sad. There was wailing on Wednesday in Majia town in the Taura local government area of Jigawa state following the explosion of a petrol laden tanker leading to the death of at least 153 people. It was reported that 94 persons lost their lives on the spot, while many injured. Others were rushed to the Regained General Hospital, with doctors battling to save their lives. Due to high numbers of casualties, other victims were rushed to the Federal Medical Center in Benin, Kudu, when there was no more bed space at Regime's hospital. President Bola Tinubu, his wife Oluremi, Vice President Kashim Shettima, governors and many others in Nigeria expressed grief over the incident. The Jigawa State Emergency Management Agency confirmed 147 were given mass burial following the explosion, with over 55 admitted to various hospitals. Most of the victims were burnt beyond recognition. At this time of going to bed, a statement from the public relations officer of the Jigawa State Police Command, Lawan Shiju Adam, confirmed 153 dead and over 100 receiving treatment in hospitals. The deceased were given a mass burial in Majia town on Wednesday. The incident occurred at about 11:30 p.m. Of course, at 11:30 p.m. on Tuesday in Majia when the tanker driver lost control near Kajia University. The tanker was said to have left Kano and was on its way to Nguru town in Yobe State before the driver lost control and it fell with its content. It was gathered after that incident some people were there to scoop the product, a development that actually led to the explosion. Confirming the number of casualties as 147, the executives secretary of the Jigawa State Emergency Management Agency, Dr. Aruna Mariga, said his men rescued about 50 other persons at different hospitals in the state. He said, when we got there, initially we were told about 95 persons died, but during the mass burial, we were able to count 147 bodies, whom we all gave mass burial. We also rescued about 50 injured persons to different hospitals in the state. You can read further details on that as Jigawa buries 153 tankers explosion victims. PDP may postpone NEC meeting, governance plot Damagun's exit. Barring any last-minute change, the Punch exclusively gathered that the People's Democratic Party will postpone its National Executive Committee meeting, originally scheduled for October 24, to allow governors agree on political solution to facilitate the exit of acting National Chairman Umar Damagun. Multiple high-ranking members of the PDP NWC who spoke on the condition because he was not authorized to speak on the issue, stated that the NEC meeting would be delayed as governors sought to elevate the recent factional tensions and buy time to address issues hindering Damago's removal while also gathering resources for his compensation. Recall that since assuming the role of acting national chairman after Senator Yorusha is in the PDP, prompting calls for his resignation. His indecisiveness has further escalated tensions in Rivers State, particularly between Governor Siminalayi Fubara and his predecessor, now Minister of Federal Capital Territory Nelson Wee, announced the suspension of National Publicity Secretary Debo Ologunagba. The NWC has suspended Damagun's and National Secretary Samuel Unyahu for disloyalty, appointing National Treasurer acting National Chairman. However, on Tuesday, PDP Governors Forum Chairman and also Bauchi State Governor Bala Mohammed declared that the internal conflict has been resolved, suspensions lifted, adding that the NWC has reverted to the status quo under Damagun. Read further details also on that, as PDP may postpone NEC meeting, Governors plot Damagun's exit. At the presidential, attended the weekly meeting of the Federal Executive Council, saying his access was undue. On that, Saheed still showed up at the swearing-in ceremony of Justice Kudirat Kekerieko as the new Chief Justice of Nigeria, while his middle-termness has served some people to wonder if any other job besides being daddy's boy. I've also wondered if he is just another seven-aware member of the Nigerian political class, or is internationally shaming his father. Since his father got into the office last year, she has been doing public charity and ensuring he's seen doing so. Through his associate, he has given out relief items to people involved in a fire disaster in Nasarawa, gifted palliatives in Abuja, and sponsored some medical outreaches. In September, he donated 500 million naira to victims of the governance has been thoroughly emasculated into supervillains. Why would the governor set aside in part about Shei's visit was not just the money he donated, but the speech he gave. It was more thoughtful that the passionate intervening until they were back to their faith. You can read further details also on that as Shei Tinubu and the love that money buys. Neymar deploys team to Kogi as flood displaces 517. The National Emergency Management Agency has deployed its emergency response team to Kogi State following the flooding of several communities in the state. This move aims to help proactively monitor the flood situation. Search and rescue operations will provide technical support to the Kogi State Emergency Management Agency and on the in the affected communities. The Director General of NEMA, Mrs. Zubaida Umar, said the agency has also deployed mobile water purification equipment to help provide emergency clean waters for the affected families. It should be recalled that NEMA recently alerted states identified to be at the risk of flooding, urging them to prepare ahead of any potential incident while issuing the alert. Umar also announced that the agency has activated all its zonal territory and also operations officer and pre-positioned of critical equipment for timely response, including search and rescue as well as evacuations of individuals to safer higher ground. The frontline states identified as being risk of flooding include Adamawa, Taraba, Benue, Nasarawa, Kogi, Edo, Delta, Anambra, Bayelsa, Cross River, and also Kwara states. With this activation and development, NEMA offices nationwide and technical officers will collaborate with relevant state ministries, departments and agencies to establish emergency operation centers for the coordination and activation of local actors for the emergency response. Can read further details on that also on Punch newspaper this morning as NEMA deploys response team to Kogi as flood displaces 517. LP still holds OT in IS team despite conflict, spokesman. The committee, as you well aware, is a product of illegality, and we do not recognize it because it is not a product of the Nigerian constitution and the electoral law. It is also not a product of the Labour Party constitution. It is just an amalgamation of some members and leaders of the party who think that the party should surrender its authority to them. Their actions was not backed up by any law, therefore it is unrecognizable and unlawful, and we don't reckon with that group or whatever name they call themselves. They are the leaders of the party and we hold them in our esteem. We are sure that we misinformed before taking that action. Very soon they will retrace their steps and return to the main fold of the party. Are you rolling out our sanctions? That was a question asked. No, there won't be any sanctions on those leaders because, as I told you earlier, they were misinformed and that does not attract any punitive actions. They are leaders and stars. They are leaders and stars. We think it is left for us to put them through, guide them, and make them to see reasons on why they should retrace their steps. We need everyone in the party. Of course, the issues we have with the Labour Party is that the Labour Party and its program and ideology, the ideology is for people to have same like mind. Some people who like Nigerians, and those are the lower kidda first. We are not the Burik party that is caught like it is a party that runs an open policy. That is why those leaders OB and OT are very important too. You can read further details on that also on the Punch newspaper this morning as LP still also BOT in I esteem despite conflicts. That's coming from spokesman. And finally, on newspaper review this morning, I turned down Guardiola's Manchester City for Juventus. That's coming from Paul Pogba. France and Juventus midfielder Paul Pogba has revealed that he turned down Pep Guardiola's Manchester City to favor Juventus in the last transfer market. He said, according to a post obtained from Fabrizio Romano ex Andu, formerly known as Twitter, the midfielder maestro said, "Yes, I turned down Pep Guardiola approach to accept the Juventus proposal. This story is true," to Gazzetta. He also stated that he would never join Serie A rivals AC Milan, adding that if AC Milan senior advisors as Zlatan Ibrahimovic suggestions of ongoing negotiations between Juventus and Pogba terminate the player's contract as a result, the France World Cup winner has been linked with some European clubs, including Marseille. Will I join AC Milan? Impossible. Even if Ibrahimovic calls me, I won't betray Juventus, Pogba told Sky Sports. I do not see myself with another other jersey. My focus is on getting back into Juve jersey. That's coming from Palabi Dikbuba. Alright, then before we leave this morning, let's run through the headlines once again on Newspaper Review. FRSC commemorates with Jigawa tanker explosion victims. Okpeholo's allays Luton seeks AFCC probe of Edo officials. Oyedepo's defense leadership retirement argues criticism to mind themselves. AWEC got permit for $2 million Nigerian biggest power plant coming from Davido's father. Delta Beastman sues Custom CG, others over Lexus 460 ownership. And also on politics, some headlines that I will be able to read to you. LPST holds OT and OB in high esteem despite conflict. That's coming from Spokesman. Osun 2026, Oyetola we contest win. APC shifting. Adopu, I have confidence in judiciary, says Okpedalo. Thank you so very much for being part of Newspaper Review on Power 365 FM. Up next, it is Latini Wayrain, the Yoruba edition of Newspaper Review on Power 365 FM. Till I come away tomorrow, my name is Bidakbo Miracle Oluwa Dami Lola. Have for yourself a fantastic and productive day ahead. I am out of the studio.